Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We're looking at business in the new normal amidst Ramadan challenges. And I'm going to start with Ramadan. And I would like all of you to give us an insight, because usually I liken women to the octopus with many hands. They can do so many things. They are master jugglers. They multitask. But Ramadan is a very, very, it's a tough call. Waking up in the night, doing all the food dishes and everything. So what are the challenges women face during Ramadan? I'll start with Ganiyah. What challenges do you face during Ramadan?
So I think for most normal women, you know, of course, people face the challenges of trying to cook and everybody having different tastes and different palates. But for me, the biggest challenge that I face during Ramadan is how to slow down and how to shut down. A lot of my business, a significant part of my business is done online. And during Ramadan, I try to be offline. So trying to juggle being active in business while fasting, at the same time taking time off for myself, is one of my biggest challenges.
Thank you. So yours is trying to slow down. But for some people, it's actually a slow down period. They get so weak and they have to now, on top of that, do the dishes and take care of the family. But for you, you have a lot to do and you try to find time to slow down. That's good. Now, Hauwa, what are the challenges you face?
Okay, so Alhamdulillah, the challenges for me is, like she said, is trying to balance between the home and the business side of me or the work that I do, because usually during Ramadan, the home front also requires so much attention. You have to be on top of your game for you to be able to, you know, all the extras that come with, you know, getting the home ready for iftar and stuff like that. So it's striking that balance that is really the challenge, especially when you run a small business that is not you need really position the way you want to position it. There's certain things that you need to be there to take certain decisions, and during Ramadan, the time you really need to, you know, maximize the time you have for you to have optimal usage of it. And at the same time, another challenge I have is striving to be, you know, more spiritual, finding that time to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to, you know, perform all the ibadah that I would want to, and at the same time, you know, the work and the home front. So that is also one challenge that I really face, because during the Ramadan period, we all want to take part in the Tahajjud, in the Taraweeh and stuff like that. So try to find that time to read the Quran, to connect, and at the same time running the job and then running the home front. So these are some of the challenges that I face.
I put so much pressure on myself to try and be perfect during Ramadan, and that always takes a huge toll on me. So there's all that outside noise, you know, it's Ramadan, you have to do your Hatm of the Quran, you have to get that done. And then, you know, you have to be preparing these perfect meals. But as the sisters have mentioned, you know, at the same time, you have businesses to run and you have clients to deal with. So it gets a bit too much trying to balance everything. But the biggest thing for me is the pressure that I put on myself, not anyone else, but the pressure that I put on myself because of the very high expectations I set. So I think I tend to forget that it's just 30 days and I'm still human at the end of the day. And, you know, you have the days when you're off and you can't fast, you can't read your Quran during that time. So I just pile so much pressure on myself. Like I go into panic mode during Ramadan. So yeah, for me, that's a really huge challenge.
Ganiyah, do you go into panic mode as well?
Well, I try not to. I try not to. And that's because, especially for this Ramadan that is coming up.
How do you do it not to go into panic mode? Or how can people listening to us, because what the three of you said are so similar. You have the pressure, you have to find a balance. And so there's so many women out there having similar issues. How can they overcome this? What can they do?
Yeah, I think it's about being intentional. I think it's about also having some mercy on yourself. For example, also recognizing where we are and the many things that we have to juggle. For example, for me, when I started thinking about Ramadan this year, I said, "Oh, I'm going to finish the Quran. I'm going to finish reciting the Quran." And after a while, I said, "No, I don't have to finish reciting the Quran. I'm going to set a different goal. And the different goal might be that you just want to read a juz. The different goal might be you want to just understand the meaning of Surah Al-Kahf. The different goal might be to reflect on the Quran." Because, if we think about the Sahabas of the Prophet ﷺ, they wouldn't even memorize any next ayah or any next surah until they finish implementing one before. So, I think I'm beginning to give myself some grace and setting realistic expectations. Another thing that I try to do, which I'm hoping that people can do, is to have a food timetable. I'm not going to try and be working, juggling business, and then at the same time trying to think, what are we going to eat tonight? And then I don't have what it takes to get it. No, I'm going to do a food timetable, and we're going to eat what is on the timetable and nothing else.
So what I take from here is, for women out there, and for all of us too, we should learn that, we should know that we're not perfect. Perfection is Allah's. We want to do everything to perfection, do the house right, take care of the children, read the Quran, stay maybe 2/3 of the night, 1/3 of the night, praying, but not really, because we think it's just 30 days and we want to take maximum advantage of the 30 days. Allah is Ar-Rahman. He's full of Rahman. Even if he miss out on the 30 days, he's still there, and the other days are there as well, that his Rahmah will still suffice. So we should give ourselves grace, be merciful to ourselves, even when we have all these, when we feel we should be pressured, when we want to pressure ourselves to move along. Now, business in Ramadan. Like I said at the beginning, during Ramadan, normally there's so much activities going on around, so much business opportunities around. But now there's a new normal. There's a new world order. There's so much disruption in the economy, around. Technology has taken over what people normally will do. So I'll ask Mariam. You are a tutor. Do you think being a Muslim woman, can give you limitations in the world of business, because business has changed? A lot of women can stay at home and do the business, competing with men. Do Muslim women have any limitations, or do they put any limitations on themselves, sort of glass ceiling?
I think being a human today is a limitation itself, because regardless of where you go, you'll either be limited because you're Black, because you're white, because you're a woman, because you're a man. For example, a man showing up to this, it would be, they'll have their limitations. But I think the biggest limitation we have as Muslim women is ourselves, our lack of confidence, our self-pity, because we obviously think, because I'm a Muslim woman, we have that mindset, we're stuck in that mindset, that because I'm a Muslim woman, I'm going to be discriminated against, I'm not going to get the opportunities, I'm definitely going to, have the whole glass ceiling effect. But yes, granted, they are definitely there. I don't disregard that. But I think we spend more time on talking about those limitations than we spend doing something about it. Now with the new normal, alhamdulillah, as we know as Muslims, Allah does not decree anything that is entirely bad. Now everyone can work from home. You can set up your business and not have to take a step out the door. I think where we're living now is we have so many opportunities for Muslim women, for the mothers who want to stay at home and raise their children, you can do that. And then you have your small enterprise going on the side, and, you still get to stay home. The question now comes down to your personal discipline. And yeah, I know some ladies who don't want to show their faces, they don't want to be the face of these products and all that. You don't have to, you have these avatars going on Instagram and WhatsApp and everything, you can just go create something and you'll never have to show up. So the limitations are there. Yes, they are. Because obviously being a Muslim, for example, starting a business, we're not expected to go and get a loan from the bank, right? So we'll have to think of more creative ways to actually get the capital. But it's just about patience most of the time. We want to, leap too early. So maybe if you're patient enough, then you can also go past some of the deen limitations and stuff like that. So they're there, but I don't think it's anything that we can't get around as Muslim women. I believe we're super women.
Thank you. You said there are so many business opportunities now. People can stay at home and work. People work from home a lot these days. Then I'm going to ask Hauwa. She's into fashion. When women stay at home so much, instead of going to the office, it's wonderful to take care of the children are there. Don't you think complacency will set in? You just wake up in the morning from the bedroom, take care of the kitchen, take care of the children, and then you're sitting by maybe your laptop or your dining table, which you've set up as your office, and then you're working from morning till night for days on end. You're going to lead to complacency, and then you probably don't even take care of yourself. How does that look to the outcome of the women?
Well, I don't really see it like that because this staying at home has really, for me personally, this lockdown has really given me the opportunity to really, sit down and re-strategize and see how we can leverage the other opportunities that are available. Because otherwise, we're strictly like into just a certain line of production. So with the COVID, the lockdown and everything, so it was really an opportunity for us to, go back to the drawing board and look at things that we can do differently for us to continue, to stay relevant in the space that we operate. So it was not just really about, being complacent or stuff like that. So it was really time for creativity. It was really an opportunity for me to, think things through, re-strategize and find other opportunities that Africa Buyer can leverage on, find other ways of doing things, and also go into other areas which I was otherwise scared of going. And I now realize, okay, for example, we're not doing, we're strictly a ready-to-wear brand. But with the COVID, I realized that there were other opportunities available for us which we were not leveraging. And alhamdulillah, we're able to do that. We're able to, go back and look at our business plan and see how we can, adjust certain things, introduce new things. So more or less, the lockdown gave me the opportunity to be more creative, to, do much research, to, find out how to partner more with other entrepreneurs doing similar things with what we do. And alhamdulillah, like now, okay, we're working with a brand that has 2 locations in Nigeria, and it's a great opportunity for me to know I'm still in one place, but because of the lockdown, I was able to, look out for partnerships, which today, alhamdulillah, is really a plus for us. So it's not all about that, alhamdulillah.
Thank you. So in a nutshell, for ladies out there, the opportunity, sitting at home does not mean, I have a lot of time to spend just watching TV or lazing around, if I can use the word. Is an opportunity to use to utilize time and even get more. In Lagos, for example, you have a 9 to 5, but you end up spend like 7 to 7 because you spend 2 hours in the morning going to work, 2 hours in the evening coming back. So that is the time, and that is the time you have to do things, more productive things. So the opportunity is really in this new world order, in this